Hello viewers. So if you are an advocate and you are providing legal services, then there may be some times when a client comes to you and say that, sir, please generate an invoice which contains the GST component also. And then we feel confused whether to generate such invoice or not, because at first place we are not registered under GST. So whether an advocate is required to be registered under GST or not, whether we need to generate an invoice which contains the GST component or not. Let's discuss in this video to clarify these aspects. But before proceeding further, let's talk about who an advocate is. So, if you are a law graduate and you are enrolled with any of the Bar Council of India, then you are an advocate. And what are the legal services? If you are giving an advice to the client, or you are giving some kind of consultancy, legal of course, or you are giving legal assistance, then all these three categories are called as providing legal services. And also, if you are representing your client before any court or tribunal, then this is also called as legal service only. So after knowing these two things, who is an advocate and what is included in legal service, let's proceed further with this video. Let's take it category wise to understand it in a simplified manner. First category will talk about the individual advocate or the partnership firm of advocates. Suppose you are one of them, and who can be your client? First is you might be engaged by another advocate or firm of advocate. In this case, the legal service you provide is exempted, no tax is liable to be paid. Second is your client can be a non-business entity like a person whom you are representing before the court or a tribunal in his individual capacity. His designation as a director of a company is not important in that case. His individual capacity is what is important. And in such case, he is called non-business entity, and such legal services again exempted, no taxes liable to be paid. And your client can be a business entity like a company. Now, when your client is a business entity, whether this legal service is taxable or not will depend on the factor of the annual turnover of your client. So if the annual turnover of your client for the preceding financial year is less than the threshold limit, then this service is again exempted. Now, what is threshold limit? See, threshold limit is prescribed by the central government. And depending on which state you are living in, it might be different, because there are two categories of state. One is generally the hilly area state and another is the normal, and the threshold limit is different for these states. So wherever you are practicing, you have to check what the threshold limit is. For example, let's take it 20 lakh rupees, 20 lakh. So if your client's annual turnover for the last financial year was less than 20 lakh rupees, then this legal service is exempted. So all these three examples that we discuss now are exempted. No tax is liable to be paid, so no worries at all, and you can feel happy about it. Another example is that when you are providing legal service to a business entity whose annual turnover for the preceding financial year was greater than the threshold limit. It means it was more than rupees 20 lakhs. In this case, the service is taxable. But the good thing is that it is taxable under reverse charge. Now, what is reverse charge? Uh, to understand reverse charge, you need to understand two terms. See, when you provide legal service, you are the supplier of the service and your client is the recipient of the service. Okay. Forward charge means when the supplier of the service is paying GST, and reverse charge means when the recipient of the service is paying the GST. So in legal service, it is reverse charge. It means that the supplier of the service is not liable to pay the GST. It is the recipient of the service who is liable to pay GST. So it is the responsibility of your recipient to pay GST. What it means that you don't need a GST registration and you don't need to include component GST while you raise invoice for the client. So you are tension free. Second category is that of a senior advocate. The examples are same. If he is engaged by another advocate or firm of advocate, here this service is taxable and under the category of forward charge. If he is supplying legal service to non-business entity, it is exempted. If he is supplying legal service to a business entity whose annual turnover for the preceding financial year was less than the threshold limit, it is again exempted. But if the senior advocate is giving legal service to a business entity whose annual turnover for the preceding financial year was greater than the threshold limit, for example, if the threshold limit is rupees 20 lakh, the company's annual turnover for the preceding financial year is greater than rupees 20 lakh, then this service is taxable but under the reverse charge mechanism. And as we have discussed earlier, under the category of reverse charge mechanism, the responsibility to deposit the GST is not with the service provider, but it is with the recipient of the service. So again, tension free. Now, what can you do if a client comes to your office and says that he needs an invoice which should have GST component in it? Then you can tell your client that in this category, the service falls under reverse charge mechanism, and you can print a line on your invoice that GST is to be paid by the recipient of the service under reverse charge mechanism. So it is notify to the client that it's his responsibility. He can know it once he read these lines on the bill. Now, while discussing this topic, I have relied upon the notifications which were issued by the central government in month of June of year 2017. The notification numbers are 5/2017, 12/2017, and 13/2017. If you feel confused, you can go through these notifications. They are available on internet, and you can drop comment below this video. I will try to reply to any query that you raise. And I again say, if you feel confused and you are really into the middle of something which is not covered by this video, then please approach a chartered accountant or an advocate who is practicing at the taxation side. While discussing with the topic in this video, I did not cover the situation where an advocate is giving legal service to a person who is situated in a foreign country, or I have not covered the case where the law firm itself has a turnover of greater than rupees 20 lakh. Also, I have not discussed about those law firms which are typical corporate bodies, that are incorporated bodies. So for these complex issues, you can hire the services from a chartered accountant or a advocate who is practicing at taxation side. I hope this video might have been able to clarify certain aspects of this issue. Thanks for watching.